Welcome to this video about CESSDA's Metadata Office project. The Consortium of European Social Science Data Archives, or CESSDA, is an alliance of social science data archives from 16 member countries and one observer. It is also an ERIC. That means it's a European Research Infrastructure Consortium. CESSDA provides large-scale, integrated, and sustainable data services for the social sciences. It brings together social science data archives across Europe to promote the results of social science research and to support national and international research and cooperation. The Metadata Office project is not the first project dedicated to metadata within the CESSDA community. Since its founding in 1976, CESSDA was active in metadata matters, establishing a common catalog, engaging with the DDI Alliance, and in data exchanges across Europe. MDO's forerunner was the CESSDA Metadata Management Project. One of its main outputs was the first preliminary version of the CESSDA Metadata Model, or CMM. The Metadata Office builds on the work within the CESSDA Metadata Management projects, and the Metadata Model will be further developed within the Metadata Office project. The CESSDA Metadata Office project started in 2019. It forms a conceptual and strategic group to maintain and manage CESSDA's metadata-related matters and to monitor metadata developments and the metadata community. Both the UK Data Service and Geisses Leibniz Institute for the Social Sciences have shared the lead of this project. The other project partners are the Finnish Social Science Data Archive, the Norwegian Centre for Research Data, Data Center Serbia for Social Sciences, and Portuguese Social Information Archive. The DDI standard is an international metadata standard for the description of research data from the social, behavioral, economic, and health sciences. It allows for detailed and semantically rich documentation. DDI is the most commonly used metadata standard for social sciences survey data on an international scale. As the DDI documentation is machine actionable, this fosters interoperability, metadata exchange, and reuse of data. Most of the social science data archives produce their metadata in the DDI format. Another reason to use DDI was the objective of interoperability. The uses of DDI profiles and the consideration of other standards and schemas such as Dublin Core, DataCite, DARA, and ISO will also help with the objective of interoperability. Currently, two different DDI specifications, each having different versions, exist: DDI Codebook and DDI Lifecycle. The Codebook specification is focused on the after-the-fact documentation. It includes information on document description, study description, variable description, and file description. DDI Lifecycle is the more elaborate of both specifications. It covers all aspects of the research data lifecycle defined by the DDI Alliance, starting with the planning and data collection right through to archiving. The MDO uses the DDI lifecycle standard for several reasons. Most of the CESSDA archives are already using DDI, and it is the most elaborate metadata standard for social scientists, and therefore best for CESSDA. While DDI is an elaborate metadata standard in the social sciences, its uptake and application vary between institutions and even within CESSDA. Thus, there is a need for a common semantic understanding of metadata issues, and projects on metadata, such as MDO, help establish this understanding within the CESSDA community. As stated previously, a major output of the CESSDA Metadata Management project preceding the Metadata Office was the first version of the CESSDA Metadata Model. The task of the MDO is to further develop the CESSDA Metadata Model. The CMM, as it's called, is built from the point of view of quantitative social science data. It serves the purpose of helping CESSDA service providers make their quantitative data more discoverable and comprehensible to users. The CMM is based on the DDI metadata standard, and it is accompanied by a detailed documentation. The goal is that all service providers and CESSDA tools use the CESSDA metadata model as their main reference when building CESSDA services to promote interoperability and stability in services geared at the social science community. Nevertheless, there are many possible ways to actually store, manage, organize, and present metadata. Thus, the final implementation of the CESSDA CMM remains in the service provider's and institution's own responsibility. The metadata work connects with other services provided by CESSDA. For instance, there was cooperation on the metadata for the CESSDA data catalog. The Metadata Office project enhances the CESSDA core metadata model, controlled vocabularies, including the DDI source vocabularies, as well as the European language social science thesaurus, and the controlled vocabulary services. The Metadata Office project will stay up to date with metadata requirements of CESSDA service providers and CESSDA projects, and will maintain all technical metadata issues in close cooperation with them. It will check and update all important results from previous metadata-related CESSDA projects and the controlled vocabularies. It will define strategic metadata requirements to help plan and implement tools and services according to the needs of researchers and service providers. It will also watch metadata developments in other relevant consortiums, institutions, and projects, as well as support the FAIR requirements. In this video, you have learned about the CESSDA Metadata Office project, its history, what it's building on, and its goals for the future. For more information about the MDO and other CESSDA services, please visit our website at www.cessda.eu.